anticipating they're waiting on their sewer manholes to show up. And so again, as I said, expressed this morning, hopefully maybe they will be starting March 1st themselves up in Warren Canyon area. So it's going to be a very busy community here in another month or so.
Are we going to be able to start work on the other half of Murray Street this year?
The sewer project. That's what she had just requested and was talking about. Yes, we anticipate that, hopefully March 1st, or very shortly, they're waiting for their sewer manholes to show up, and they were checking the status of it. So
Prior to going into that, I talked to several people that live up and down that street, and if they had an opportunity to do anything, I realized that there was going to be curb and gutter plan, not sidewalks and driveways. This is the time that maybe perhaps we could look into a special improvement district just for that section of Murray Street on up, for those who might want to have new sidewalk and driveways put in.
okay, so you're talking about the road project. I was referring earlier to the sewer project. So the sewer project will be done, by the fiscal year, and then we are going to back up with the road project beginning at the beginning of the next fiscal year. So that would be later in the summer that we try to do that. And so I don't know if there's time to get a general improvement district together, but I think as we go out and look at it, there could be time so that individuals, if they so desired, wanted certain upgrades to go that was not included as part of the project, they would probably be able to coordinate that with the contractor directly. So, okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. City building official. Is she on the call? Okay. With that, I will turn the gavel over to Mayor Pro Tem Beecher for item number 5.
Then we'll have the Nevada Northern Railway Foundation report from Mark.
Good evening, everyone. We are making great progress on locomotive 81. On the second page of the report, we painted it green, and this is the color that Kennecott did with their steam locomotives in the 1930s, so we thought we would bring a piece of our history back. We did successfully operate during the Fire and Ice Festival. We did carry 155 passengers. Last year it was 206. There was a decrease of 51 passengers, and part of that was because of COVID spacing. So we are starting our photo shoots this weekend. You'll see 93 out and about. We have our photo workshop this weekend, and then the next 2 weekends after that are the photo shoots. And we have cut attendance on those, and so, but we're going to move forward. So we're gearing up for the 2021 season. So any questions at all? All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark.
You're very welcome.
Okay, turn the gavel back to you, Mayor.
Thank you. We'll move on to reports. City Council, we'll start with Councilman Flanagan.
Very little to report. I tried to attend the planning commission meeting last couple of weeks ago, but unfortunately couldn't make it because of not being able to see it night to drive. So I drove away. Attended the water board, the Pipeline County Water Authority board, and right now things are looking good on our side. We don't have much problem with Southern Nevada Water Authority. They're looking at other things, but I think that's going to start us again by fall. That's about all I have to report.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Carson. No report. Councilman Spear.
I don't have a report.
Councilman Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to report, I did attend a committee meeting for the Broadbent Park redesign. It was very well represented by everybody on the committee. The fallout of it was we sent out, or you'll see in the agenda tonight, Kyle presented or prepared a grant, hopefully to go out, and then with the assistance of Jennifer, went ahead and sent a letter through with her helping to get it to the League of Cities to fire off if they had any input on people who might have designed parks within the League of City area, just a feeler to get an idea how this is going to look. And Mike Craycraft came up with an idea of a representative, and so did Jason Papp, but that's all I have to report.
Councilwoman Beecher?
Nothing to report.
Okay. For my report, I don't have anything particularly exciting. We have been getting a lot of complaints at our office, oddly enough, about the state over at the DMV there. So I just took it upon myself to call the state to ask some questions on what was going on. Just due to COVID and staffing issues, they're just down to one last person who I understand today went on maternity leave, so our DMV is now effectively closed until they can find someone. They did hire somebody, but it takes about 10 weeks to get just a background check done currently, which is really gumming up the works for them. They're waiting for the approval from the governor's office for another position to be advertised. In the interim, the options that are available to the community members are making an appointment in Eureka to drive over there to license their vehicles. They don't do any driver's tests over there. You have to go to Elko. And then my suggestion is always get on the website and call them. I've found they've been able to help with quite a few things, but we're going to be in a bit of a bind for the foreseeable future over there, as I gather. So lots of fun. With that, we're not quite to 5:30. So I will move on to item 9, items for discussion, possible action of the Ely City Council as recommended by the Municipal Utilities Board. And we'll start, just a note there, they did prepare just a summary of kind of what went on there for the council. Hopefully that proves to be helpful there. But we'll start with item 1, Councilman Carson. White Pine County Commissioner Shane Bybee, discussion for possible action, discussion regarding possible solutions to golf course water needs with possible approval of course of action. There we go.
So I did ask for this to be tabled this morning. We're still compiling some data and looking for more solutions on this matter, so
Okay. I suppose a motion to table would be appropriate.
I guess so. I'll move to table.
Did I have a second?
I'll second that.
Perfect. Any further discussion on this item? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item tabled. Item 2, Councilman Carson, discussion for possible action, approval of resolution 2021-1, changing the basis on which commercial entities are charged to dispose of tires in the city landfill from per tire to $240 per ton, and establishing a minimum commercial weight fee of $5.
So on the commercial side of things, what they're doing now, when somebody brings a big truckload of tires in, they're actually calling them up and helping them count the tires and unload them. So and we were losing a little bit of money, so at the $240 a ton, we're thinking we'll just break even on the tires coming in, and we're eliminating not having to count them, we're just weighing them. And then on the $5 minimum fee, there's a lot of times people are just bringing in a small load, a commercial small load, and it's $1.25, $1.50, and it seems like the standard minimum rate is $5, so I'd like to go with that as well. And this was recommended approval this morning at the utility board.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Councilman Oliver. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimous. Item 3, board members, city clerk, lead discussion for possible action, approval to remove past due utility fee penalties up to the amount of $1,242.20 from 311 North Main Street in Lund, Nevada, at the request of the property owner, Chantel Darling.
Just want to bring to the council's attention that Ms. Darling did pay off the fees due at $1,132.25. And the additional documentation shows that on March 27, 2018, a lien release fee was assessed against the account. That's since been paid, and that's why it's not showing up in the packing material.
Any questions from the clerk on this request? I'll entertain a motion on this item.
Move to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second. Any further discussion? Call for the vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
You're opposed? Okay. 4-1, with Councilman Stewart against, motion passes. We'll move on to item 8, items for discussion, possible action only of the Ely City Council, the consent agenda. Looks like we have minutes from January 14th and bills from January 28th. I'll entertain a motion to approve both of those.
I move to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion or corrections or questions? Hearing and seeing none, call for the vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent agenda passes. We've probably got time for just one or two more things, so we will move on to item B2. No, B3, I'm sorry. Councilman Allworth, discussion for possible action, retroactive approval to apply for Great Basin Heritage Foundation grant in the amount of $10,000 to hire a professional design firm to redesign Broadbent Park in order to submit a simple round 19 grant application to fund the project with required $8,000 cash grant match to be met using budgeted redevelopment monies.
Okay, this was put together, we feel, the committee feels, we want to do a real good presentation to have the park design, where you look at it, whether it's in 3D, AutoCAD, the layout of the thing will look a lot more professional, set them up, we like to have this, this, and this. So we actually have no idea what the cost of the design is going to be, but we're searching around where we're going to find the revenue to pay for this. I talked with City Clerk Lee, and she said, well, the redevelopment, the park sits in the redevelopment area. So then I went upstairs, talked to the treasurer, and we had budgeted $100,000 for redevelopment expense this fiscal year, and I believe we only spent $40,000. So again, we have no idea. So the Prison Rec Board, their man over there, Kyle, he prepared the grant and delivered it to Baker last week. So we're just waiting to find out how it's going to turn out.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion on this item.
Move to approve.
Do I have a second?
Okay.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes unanimous. Item 4, Councilman Allworth, discussion for possible action, retroactive approval of support letter for Great Basin Heritage Foundation. Grant in the amount of $10,000 to hire a professional design firm to redesign Broadbent Park in order to submit a SNPM Round 19 grant application to fund the project.
This same item as before, right? We just read, same purpose, same cause, same everything.
Letter looks good. Move to approve.
Do I have a second? Second. We'll give it the second to Councilman Carson. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes unanimous. Item 5, Councilman Flangus, discussion for possible action, first reading of ordinance 741, Bill 2021-04, with approval to move to the second reading, ordinance 741 amends chapter 2 of title 8, entitled Public Ways and Properties, Cemetery of the City Code of the City of Ely, replacing chapter 2 in its entirety and specifically updating operating hours, use of vehicles, headstones, and decorations on grave sites. I thought we had some really good discussion with the staff and other people on this item, and they came up with some good ideas. Do you have something to add there, Councilman Flangus?
At this time, I don't have anything to add to the proposal of the ordinance, and I think I hope everybody has read that. Our attorney prepared it and whatnot, and I'm in total agreement with what's there. And now we don't have to have arguments of what can be done and what can't be done. Anybody have any comments?
Councilman Flangus, I just want to make sure everybody's aware, on the last page of that, hours of operation, the cemetery gates will be open at 9 and closed at 5. So some people use that for a shortcut. So that's got to be made aware. It's in here in writing, but hopefully nobody crashes through the gates.
Well, discussed that and the possibility right now, the upper part of the cemetery is great.